What's going on, everyone? I cannot believe it is week 12. Football's awesome. I feel like it's going by way too fast, but let's get right into our week 12 predictions. We had a pretty good week last week. I think I missed 3 games. I really haven't been keeping track. If you've been keeping track for me, let me know down in the comments, but I did have a pretty good week last week. First, teams on bye. There's a lot of teams on bye this week. The Falcons, the Bills, the Bengals, the Jaguars, the Saints, and the Jets. All of these teams need byes, probably except for the Bills, because they're just on a roll right now. But those are our teams on bye this week, which means we have 13 games on the docket for week 12. Thursday Night Football, a division matchup, the Steelers and the Browns. The Steelers are leading this division. No one saw that coming unless you're a delusional Steelers fan, which means you probably picked them to win the division anyway. And Russell Wilson is balling. Pickens is on it. Their defense is great. The Steelers should handle the Browns pretty easily. I say that, but then these AFC North, the AFC North and the AFC West, traditionally late in the season, beat each other up in division games. So, I don't really expect a blowout, but the way the Steelers are playing, it could definitely happen. Of course, Kansas City gets the Panthers. If anyone's picking the Panthers in this game and you win a bet, let me know down in the comments, because if the Panthers win this game, I will be the happiest person in the world as a Chargers fan. But I just don't see this happening. The Panthers are improving, right? But they're just not at the level of the 2-time defending champs who just had their first loss of the season. They're probably pretty angry, and I think they're going to take it out on the Panthers. So good luck, Carolina. Another division matchup, the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears should probably be 6-4, but instead they're 4-6. So the Vikings are a better football team. They haven't played like it lately, right? They haven't been that explosive early season team, but the Bears just aren't good enough to keep up with this offense if it gets clicking again. It's these late season division games where things get a little crazy. But I do fully expect the Vikings to win this football game and win it pretty handily. The Titans and the Texans, another division game. The Texans are simply better. The Titans are playing better. Will Levis has looked a little better. But C.J. Stroud is finding his stride. Joe Mixon is the glue that's holding that team together. He's been absolutely fantastic, turned back the hands of time. And the defense is really good with Will Anderson coming back in the middle at linebacker. I just fully expect the Texans to continue improving and continue looking at being Super Bowl contenders. The Lions and the Colts. The answer is the Lions, because they could score 1,000,000 points. Their defense also is good. I mean, like, they're just good. There's no other way to put it. They're good. Even when they lost Hutchinson, they just kept on going. And we say it every week here, you can only play the teams that are in front of you, and this is the team that's in front of them, just like last week with the Jaguars. I think the Colts are better than the Jaguars. I think Anthony Richardson is improving, getting better. This was a bad game to come up on the schedule for Anthony Richardson, because I think he's going to struggle against this defense, and I just think the Lions are going to put up a ton of points. Expect them to score 35 plus. Whatever the line is on this game, take the over. Another division game. We have the Patriots and the Dolphins. The Patriots are improving. Drake May has kind of thrown his name in there for Offensive Rookie of the Year, right? I don't think that's a crazy statement to make. He's definitely part of the conversation now. But the Dolphins got back on the horse last week. They got Tyreek Hill in the end zone. Tua is starting to make plays again. They're starting to run the ball with Achane and Mostert again. And I'm not saying they're going to get back into playoff contention or anything like that. I think we're beyond that at this point, unless something drastic happens, which could happen, against the NFL, right? But I just think the Dolphins in this game are simply the better football team on both sides of the ball to where they are going to win this game. I would take the Dolphins. The Buccaneers coming back off of bye against Danny DeVito, and the Giants, the New Jersey Giants. The Bucs are winning this game. I mean, there's no realm of existence where I think that the Buccaneers lose this football game. There's no good alternate timeline where Danny DeVito beats the Buccaneers, a healthy Buccaneers team. Healthier, right? They're not fully healthy. But coming off the bye, they watched the Falcons lose last week, the Buccaneers did, and they want to get back into that division picture, and they want to be part of that conversation. I fully expect the Buccaneers to come out firing on all cylinders, and I think they're going to beat the Giants pretty handily. I would say 28-14. I didn't put my check mark on this one. No, the check mark goes to the Washington Commanders because the Cowboys are terrible. The Cowboys are an awful football team. And yes, I know they have a lot of injuries, but I think Washington wants to get back on the horse. They still want to be part of the conversation in the division, even though I think the Eagles are separating themselves. But they want to be part of that wild card conversation to ensure that they, win this game and, have a say in the playoff picture in the NFC. I fully expect Washington to win this football game and win it pretty handily. The Broncos and the Raiders. I still want to call the Broncos frauds, but the Raiders are a terrible football team. And Bo Nix is going to potentially win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he put up big stats against bad teams. And that's okay. Again, you can only play who's in front of you, right? I'm a total Bronco hater. I'm a Raider hater. I'm a Chief hater, right? And I think that Raider fans, Bronco fans, and Chiefs fans would agree with me, right? They hate my team as much as I hate their team. Like, I live in that world. The Raiders, other than Brock Bowers, are not a good football team. Everyone on that team other than Brock Bowers, and that includes Max Crosby, is a tradable asset during this offseason. And the Broncos are simply a better team. They're starting to put it together. They want to be part of the conversation in the wild card for the AFC as well. And, those spots are minimal, right? We still have the Ravens. We have the Chargers. And I think that the Broncos are simply a better team. They're better than the Raiders. But again, it's those AFC West division games. This game could either be 10-13 or 35-10. Mark my word, it'll be one or the other. San Francisco and Green Bay, I had a hard time picking this game. I had a real hard time picking this game. I almost went Green Bay because they were at home. But I think San Francisco is more desperate because Green Bay is desperate too. They're not leading that division. They're not in the playoffs yet either. Both teams are desperate. I think San Francisco might be a little bit more desperate. They lost last week at home to a Seattle team that they should have beat. Green Bay hung on by the skin of their teeth to a Bears team that they should have handled easily. But again, a division game, I know. And I have a feeling San Francisco's going to come out. We're going to see a lot of CMC and a lot of Deebo Samuel. Like, a lot. And I think they're going to beat Green Bay. I think this is going to be close, 24-21. And I am giving San Francisco the edge. The Cardinals coming off of the bye against Seattle, a division game on the road for the Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals. And Seattle impressed me last week, right? That was a big win against San Francisco. But I think healthy, rested Cardinals are better than a pretty beat-up team in Seattle. And I think Kyler Murray right now is playing better than Brock Purdy at the quarterback position. And I think they're going to get Trey McBride especially, and Marvin Harrison Jr., and James Conner, an established run game. And they are going to beat Seattle 21-17. That would be my pick right there. I think that the Cardinals are going to put themselves a step up in that division, and they're going to try to put it away. Sunday Night Football, we have the Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles are firing on all cylinders. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, that receiving core with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, they are simply clicking offensively. The Rams, when they choose to, or when Stafford's not forgetting how to play quarterback, can definitely put up points with Puka and Kupp. And with Kyrie Williams, who has scored in, 6 or 7 games this year. So, I don't think this is going to be an easy game for the Eagles at all. They are traveling from east to west, which really isn't as difficult as traveling from west to east. It's a night game, too. So I think that's not going to impact the Eagles. They tend to travel well. So do their fans. And I just think the Eagles, who I've been critical of this season, have simply put it together. They've done what they were expected to do, and they're going to do it again against the Rams. Monday Night Football, yes, you see that check mark. You see it. You know it. You love it. I picked the Chargers to beat the Ravens. I did it. After watching the Chargers last week, on Sunday Night Football, almost give it away, but not give it away to the Bengals, I told myself I'm picking them. I'm picking them against the Ravens. Last year and the last 15 years, they lose that football game on Sunday night. They give it away. And I'm not saying the Ravens are bad at all. At all. In fact, I think they're great. But I think they're reeling a little bit after that loss to the Steelers. They're on the back foot, and right now is the time to beat them, to beat the Ravens. If there was any week to play the Ravens, the Chargers got the best week to play the Ravens because I think they're reeling. They're trying to figure it out again. And the Chargers have an identity. They're going to run the ball. Quentin Johnston is looking fantastic. Ladd McConkey, hit that man the football, right? Disley all of a sudden is a pass-catching tight end where for years, he's a blocking guy, right? right? And then J.K. Dobbins. The heart and soul of the Chargers offense is J.K. Dobbins. And everyone's like, who's going to tackle Henry? Look, I love Derrick Henry way more than I should love an NFL running back. But the Chargers defense is number one for a reason. And he might score, but he's not going to get a lot of yards. He's just simply not. Unless he breaks one big one, he's not going to have a lot of yards throughout the football game. It's just not going to happen. Is this a homer pick? Absolutely. 100% it's a homer pick. You guys know me by now, right? right? And I just simply think the Chargers are primed to win this game. I expect it to be close. I would say 21-17, and the Chargers are going to win. And they're going to take one step closer to making the playoffs. That's what I think. Those are my picks for the week. I apologize for some of the issues with my images there. I actually do all of the images myself. I clip and put things in places, and I must have messed up this morning. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning here where I live, so I apologize for that. But let me know down in the comments. Who is your team? How are they doing? And what do you expect from them for the rest of the season? Okay, guys? Thank you all for joining me again this week. I really appreciate all of your support. Make sure you guys like, share the video, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.